Hey guys, so I just want to do a quick lesson video for you tonight, and this one's going to get right to the point. It's not going to be that long, but I think you're going to get a lot of value out of it. So I just really want to talk quickly about a couple of scale patterns that you could apply to the guitar. And a lot of you probably know, for example, let's just say I have like a B flat major scale. One of the most basic scale patterns that you might learn would be to play it in groupings of four, stuff like, so just different patterns like that, like playing it maybe even in thirds, right? So you guys know about that stuff, and I just want to show you two of them that are maybe a little bit more advanced that I think are really cool. So, obviously you can apply these to any scale and they sound really cool. So, but before I tell you those two, let me just also make another point. This is something that I can actually probably talk about by itself. It's its own thing, but just keep in mind that any scale pattern that you have, when you originally learn it, you learn it in some sort of standard rhythm. For example, those two that I played before are both in even rhythms. You can think of those as even eighth notes or 16th notes, any sort of even subdivision, 1 and 2 and 3, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and stuff like that, okay? Same thing with the 1 and thirds. Okay, but any pattern that you have, you can obviously play literally the same exact sequence of notes, but in a different rhythm. So a common thing to do would be to take the same pattern, instead of giving an even feel like that, you can give like a triplet feel. So a cool one I like for that would be like, say you have a B flat, I'm going to use a different scale here, a B flat, Mixolydian flat 6 scale, which comes from, I believe, E flat melodic minor, the scale. Okay, instead of playing that pattern where you play it in thirds evenly, you can play the same exact sequence of notes, but do it with a triplet feel. Okay, and it gives a much cooler sound. Well, not necessarily cooler, but a different sound. So just that's a side point that I think is interesting to keep in mind too. But anyway, here's the two patterns. So the first one, and this one really applies to guitar because it has to do with specific groupings of strings. And in order to make this pattern work, you have to make a scale pattern that has 3 notes per string on every string. So the scale that I want to show you this with, I know it's exotic, I should be showing you a more basic one, but it's like the Phrygian natural 6 mode in B flat, which is the second mode of melodic minor, so it's actually related in B flat to A flat melodic minor. So if I play that scale in 3 notes per string, it's this. Okay, so just to tell you the frets, it's 6, 7, 9, 6, 8, 10, 6, 8, 9, 6, 8, 9, 6, 8, 10, 8, 9, 11, 7, 9, 11. I don't know why that was so hard to do right now, but there it is. Okay, now this is what the pattern is, and remember, you can apply this to any scale you want. It just has to be 3 notes per string for every scale, or for every string. So what the pattern is you're going to do it basically just in groupings of 2 strings at a time, and then you just progressively go down and up the string sets. So what it is, you're going to start with the top string. So I'm going to start with this grouping of the low E string and the A string. So the top string in this case would be the A string. And basically, if you think of each note on each string as like 1, 2, 3, the pattern, you start on the second string, it would be 3, 2, and then you go to 3 on the lower string, and then 1 on the first string. 3, 2, 3 on the first string, and then 1 on the second string again. And all you do is you take that pattern across the string set. So if you do it with this scale, you get... Okay, and again, I think it sounds pretty cool when you get it cleaned up to tempo. Okay, so that's the first one. And then the second one, this isn't necessarily applied just to guitar. It's not like a string pattern. But for this pattern, and I'm going to do this one, I'm going to use B flat Dorian. And for whatever reason, I'm just starting this here on the high E string, so I'm going to be doing it descending. And I'm starting on the 9, okay? So all this pattern is, this is more of like a sort of a functional pattern. Basically, whatever note you start on, this is all diatonic. You're going to go down a third, then up a second, and then down a second again. But when you get to this note, the pattern starts over, so that would be like the first note again. So, and then from here, down a third, up a second, down a second. That's the first note again. So down a third, up a second, down a second, down a third, up a second, down a second, down a third, and so on. So if I do that through the whole, sort of position there, sorry. Okay, and this one also sounds pretty cool up the tempo. Okay, so that's another one. So hopefully you understand what those two patterns are, and like I said, I just gave you some quick examples of them, but they're really pretty cool, and they're more interesting, I think, than the basic. Not that there's anything wrong with the basic patterns, that you learn, but this is just, expanding your palette of ideas with that stuff, and obviously you can incorporate it into your playing, so enjoy.